raised at the Colloquium?
Well, you'll recall that South Africa is trying to move away from from analog television to digital terrestrial television, and this has to happen by mid-2015. So for that to happen, especially for old television, people who have old television sets, they need a set-top box, a specific box that they will use to receive the channel once they move, the switch to digital television has happened. Now, the point of contention, of course, is something called a conditional access system. That there is a faction, there is people who are in favor of this. Actually, it is actually a position that South Africa has taken, that those set-top boxes should have a conditional access system that will be included in those boxes. Now, you have guys like ETV who've already put out a tender for that access set box, but they took the minister of communication in court recently because he had appointed Centec to manage or oversee that whole process, but they wanted their own provider who would look after their own conditional access control system. And on the other side, you have people who are totally against this conditional access system, and on that side you still have the guys like the SABC who are not in favor of this. So that is actually what is delaying the rollout of digital migration in South Africa, and that was a very, very critical issue that came up there. And there was also an issue of opportunities for small businesses in that whole rollout of digital migration.
Mm-hmm. Now, tell us about the road to migration towards the digital migration to actually the most preferred system that you have already alluded to right now. Are we headed up the right direction, and are things moving into place?
Look, it's difficult for now to say things are moving into place. What is happening now is that post the court decision that prevented the minister the communication minister from appointing the Centec as an operator of this conditional access system, what has happened now is that South Africa seems to be pondering the way forward, and what we gather today is that the Minister of Communication is lobbying Cabinet to take a stand. So we're not sure, they're not coming out in terms of what decision would come out, but we understand that on the 27th of this month the Cabinet will sit and they would actually take a decision on this issue in terms of way forward. But it looks like there is a possibility that they could dump the conditional access system completely and allow companies to basically give free to TV to all households. Given
the impasse that you referred to earlier regarding conditional access, how is the issue then eventually going to be resolved? Because you have two stakeholders here that you have referred to, the SABC, which is against it, and of course the action that has already been taken by ETV.
Look, that's a position that's been taken by government. It's a government policy at the moment. It can only change if government decides to overhaul that policy. And at this colloquium that you mentioned earlier, there were manufacturers, most of them black manufacturers of electronic components, and their position is that this conditional access system should be a complete no-no for the South African market. Their argument is that it hasn't happened anywhere in the world except in Italy, and for whatever reasons. But their argument is that in South Africa we don't have the capabilities to actually include that system in our set-top boxes. So we're going to have to get an outside, a European-based company that will come and include that system in our set-top boxes. And for South African manufacturers to be able to manufacture the set-top boxes, they will then have to be accredited internationally, which is a very costly exercise.
Okay, we'll see what happens when the whole process unfolds, and of course it will be in 2015, as you said.
Yes, the deadline is June 2015.
All right. That's John Motlogelwa talking to us about the Black Business Council Digital Migration Colloquium.